Hello and welcome to the second part of Bakerwood Bunker, a layout construction in OO gauge and OO9. As you can see, since the first program, I have made some decisions on how the layout is going to be planned and laid out, and you can see I have stuck some insulation material board to the baseboard to give me some of my landforms that I require. Along the front edge you can see there is a slope down, not a very tidy slope because the foam board doesn't cut very well across the construction. It cuts nicely vertically but not so much across it. As I say, you can see the incline going down at the front into the what will be the magazine and the storage bunker, and then I've cut out around where the OO9 track will go all the way around the layout and around the back. And then at the rear you can see there is another incline that comes up to bring the OO9 track back up to the level where the standard gauge track will be, and at the far end it will come right around the corner and then back on its circuit. The next thing I need to do is to tidy up these inclines, making them suitable to lay the OO9 track on. Now, I was going to buy some cork sheet or strips of cork, trackbed base to lay the cork on, because the rest of the trackbed will be scenic anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth. Unfortunately I couldn't get the small quantities that I required. I would have had to have bought quite a large sheet of cork or a lot of strips, which seemed to be a bit of a waste of money really. Bearing in mind that in my shed, from part of the construction of previous garden railways, I had a large packet of powdered cork, used mainly by fishermen to make floats, and I think they call them boilies, that they use in fishing. So what I'm going to do is this rough area here, I've mixed the cork, granulated cork, with some PVA glue and a little bit of filler and some brown paint, and I'm going to basically smooth it over this incline and the incline at the back, giving me a track bed which will be nice and smooth, and it will take track pins as well for securing the track. What I'm doing now is I'm just going to try and smooth this off by brushing on a bit of watered down PVA, gently using the paintbrush to try and smooth out some of the imperfections. It's not looking perfect, I must admit, but it's certainly looking a lot smoother than what it was. As I say, when it is dry, I know you can gently smooth this with a bit of wet and dry, or Surform. When I was using this sort of technique in the garden on an old garden railway, it was very robust, because I'm using exterior grade waterproof, as it is, PVA. Too worried about imperfections on the edges, because obviously that isn't where the track work is going to be set. The track work will be in the towards the middle of this formation, so just trying to get as good a finish as possible towards the middle of the formation, and wipe away any excess. Look. Now obviously I'm doing this on the dining table. I should have put down a cloth really. So if any of you are going to have a go at anything messy like this, I suggest using something to protect the tabletop. It'll wipe off, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's better. I'm quite pleased with that. That'll dry nicely, and now I've got to do the long run at the back. Okay, so that's the two ramps done now with the cork slurry. It is a bit bubbly, not gone quite as well as what I was hoping, but I'm pretty confident I'll be able to lay some 009 track on that. It won't be too bad. It does flex a bit, bearing in mind it is cork, and yeah, as I said before, it'll take the track pin, so that's all good. And if it's really bad, I can smooth it off a little bit, take it outside, smooth it down. That's the front one as it's finished. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move on to paint the inside of this mine most of the way around here to the corner. So when you look, if you look in there, you can't see that it's all white and brown. So I've got a dark grey colour that when it's applied will actually make it look like you're inside a tunnel or a bunker. So I'll just do that a moment. Ooh. Maybe not as dark as we'd like, but this ain't a bad colour actually, bearing in mind that it probably would have been lined with concrete walls, so this is a fairly reasonable representation of that colour, I would say. If I can just get the paint, there we go, out of the tube. Just get that well coated so there's no white bit showing or silver when we build the bunker entrance. You may be able to see in a little way, so just doing this to cover up the foam insulation board. You can't see what it was built with. squirt of paint. That should cover it. And there we go. All done. Happy with that. All the way around. This part will be off-scene effectively when the layer is complete. So what I may do is then put a lid on it as well so the light don't creep in. But at the front end there will be quite a depth of scenery above it anyway. But at the back here, as I say, a removable panel would be good, just in case there's any derailments or anything silly happens in there and we have to get in there, or to clean the track. It would be useful to get the panel off. So that's progress for today. Thanks for watching, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next update on Bakerwood Bunker.